everybody, I'm Robin from Talks from the Heart. I am really kind of excited about this video. I have a Hobonichi cousin here in the A5 size, and I made some notes, and I was just brainstorming one day about how to use all the different sections in this planner. I have had this planner in the past. I have found it to be too much planner for me, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm probably gonna try it again. And I've got some ideas, some of them not necessarily earth-shattering, and some of them I think, okay, that's kind of a cool idea for me. All right, so I am gonna go over each section with you. I think to just kind of discuss different options. So if you've been struggling with, oh, do I want to try a Hobonichi cousin? Or have you been struggling with, man, this just isn't working for me? I'm hoping that some of the ideas that I came up with or that I wrote down might inspire you to try the sections in a different way. And I always say too, if you're in the middle of the year, you've started one, and the certain section or the whole planner isn't working, revamp it. And you don't have to just totally get rid of it. So I think the first thing that you have to decide with this planner, and remember also, these are my opinions, only mine. It's always fun when I'm agreed with, but never expected. So I would say that the first thing that, I'm gonna speak in the first person, like I think the first thing that I had to decide was, will this be a creative place for me to be? Or is it going to be an overall yearly tracker that I can look back on? Or is this gonna be a workhorse that keeps me on track? And the answer for me is, it is not going to be a workhorse that keeps me on track. It's going to be a combination of a fun place to be creative and then an overall yearly tracker. I will tell you that the ideas that I've come up with so far, I have not necessarily made a definitive decision on how I'm going to be using this. I also know that a lot of sticker shops offer kits, and I will list, I came up with Sterling Ink offers Hobonichi Weeks kits, and then of course any of her bottom washi looks gorgeous. Sweet Quiet Designs has weekly and monthly kits. Pookie Cuties also has weekly and monthly kits. And I have never shopped with Mandy Lynn plans, but I know she's heavy Hobonichi. So I will link all of those below. I have a promo code for Sterling Ink and Pookie Cuties. And so I'll put everything in the description box. I'm also going to put in the description box everything that all of the ideas with the header of the different sections of this book, because I think it's like, okay, what'd she say? I can't remember. So it's just so much easier to come back to the video and look at the description box than it would be to scroll through and try to find the section that you specifically can't necessarily remember. All right, so let's get into it. So it's an A5 size. I'm falling in love with the A5 size in my journal and all the things. So the first thing, and we're not going to spend a lot of time going over the different sections. I'm just going to go through the ideas and then move on. So this is a 3-year overview. And the ideas that I came up with for myself is to just, and again, like I said, some of this isn't earth-shattering, but I'm hoping it stimulates you to, you know, say, oh, I like that idea. Yes, finally, that might be the one that works for me in this section. So the first thing that I wrote down is that you just cross off the days as the year goes on. Mark your paydays. You can use the clean color dot, the dot end that just creates a dot on the date. Mark your paid days off and holidays. I know I work for my county, and so I get not necessarily a horrendous amount of days off, but I would like to know, and you can just create a key up here, say green is holidays, and so forth. So mark your holidays, your paid days off. Mark school days. I know that when my kids were in school, I struggled tremendously, and they'd say, Mom, we don't have school tomorrow. I'm like, what? Now this was before I was heavy into planners, but at the same time, you can mark off the school days for the kids, for your kids. And that's pretty much it for me. You can also future paydays and future holidays. I really like that idea for me for this. The 2021, there's no reason for me to go back and mark any of that. Okay, so this I wrote down as the yearly tracker pages. I'm not really sure what the official name is for it. In my Hobonichi Day Free, I take a picture of myself and I post it there at the first of every month. And this year, I've been trying in my Day Free to just write TV shows and books that I start and that I liked, and just write it in the day. So that's what I've been coming up with this. Now this section has a top three, I'm not going to say top three, but 3 check boxes. Here you can use your, if you decide to color code all this, you can use your, use this section for your color key for that month. Okay, so I got a lot of ideas for this section, and I've got my notes here. First thing I wrote down was reminders, annual and semi-annual reminders. For instance, I get my house sprayed now for bugs because last year it was so horrendous. I couldn't even sit on my deck, and I had my house sprayed and it was fabulous. And so I know that there's certain days that I'm gonna wanna write down. This also will remind me that I'm gonna owe that guy some money. And so if I schedule something, I could write it down. And remember, these are just ideas because I'm thinking that kind of information might go in my other planner, but I'm just telling you the ideas that I came up with. So a monthly photo, when you buy gas for like annual budgeting, groceries, mood tracker where you could put your keys up here, a weather tracker where you just write the high and the low on the line. You could put TV shows that you watched in the year. You could also write when you started the TV series or the show, and then when you ended it. Books, same, when you start and end. Your menstrual cycle, if you're a woman. Your sick days that you've used. I know that I've done that in another planner so that I kind of keep track of where I'm at. And exercise, a step tracker. You could use the top 3 boxes. They could be your top 3 events of the day or memories for that month. Well, not for the day. Actually, I misspoke. They could be your top fun 3 memories for the month. And you could also use this section as a color key. And you could also use the Hobonichi pen. So the pen, if you order directly from Hobonichi, has 3 different colors. You could use a multicolored pen like your Coletto, and you could actually assign black means this, blue means that, and red means that. So that's another idea to be very efficient if this is going to be a functional planner for you. And then the other thing that I came up, which for me is kind of, I think it would be a good thing for me to track. I might be terrified, or I might be like, yes, I'm proud of myself, but track what I spend on stickers, planners, and all of my crafts. And so those are the ideas that I came up with for this section. Now this is 6 months, and because this is not the AVEC, if you're new to Hobonichi, they take this book and split it into 2, January through June, and then July through December. So then you would just have the one. I think in the AVEC they do offer the all 12 months, but then here's the latter part of the year. Okay, the next section is the month at a glance, and I already use this in my Day Free as a weather tracker. You could use it for sticker of the day, so whatever the high event was for that day, put a character sticker down. I do love buying monthly kits for this section, and because I just like stickering stuff up. You could use it as a mood tracker and put your key here on the side. You could do, if it's going to be a functional, your work schedule, your paid holidays, day off. Now, some of these ideas are going to overlap. I'm just warning you. You could jot down birthdays. You could also do birthdays in this section too. So birthdays, event reminders, school schedule, and then that's about it for this. So let's get to the next section, which is your weeklies. So this also goes all the way to, I think, March of 2023. Yeah, March of 2023, and then it goes into the weeklies in December. Any pages that I don't use in this type of planner, I just cover with beautiful cardstock or vellum. So this is the weekly layout. It's a vertical layout. Let me scroll up so you can get the whole view. Okay, now I struggle a lot with this section. Right now in my day free, I created this section. This is another reason why I was drawn back to the Hobonichi cousin, was because that was a lot of work for me. And I'm like, I don't know if that's how I want to spend my time next year. So I write a word of the day and I write it this direction. And then I just decorate around the word. But let's talk about the ideas that I came up with. You could use this for future planning. You could use it for gratitude. I'd also do your goals. You could write out a goal plan, health and wellness, food journal, exercise, and steps. You could also use this. I know I'm going to be flipping back and forth, you guys, but this would also be a great place to chart your steps and your weight. Yeah. All right. And then to-do list for the day, hourly planning, because they do have hourly time slots here, and memory keeping for the day. Okay, so let's get into one of the final sections, and that's the daily pages. The daily pages are big, you guys. This has been currently and past, future, and present has been one of my biggest, like, the daily pages are so big. But I'm gonna try to do some different things, and I'm stimulated by the planner files. Jennifer, I will link her channel below. And so the top section, you can see here, I'll get you in focus, has 5 boxes, and then there's kind of a separation here where then it starts with an hourly, and then this bottom section is all grid, okay? And let's see, I'm just gonna go down my list on what I came up with for this section. All right, so the top 5 boxes could be the 5 top memories of the day, your 5 top to-do lists. So then the overall section could be used for journaling, to-do lists, what happened that day. If you're not a heavy journaler, but you want to try journaling, this is a great place to just start with 1 page. Sometimes I can do 1 page and sometimes I need 5 pages. So gratitude journaling, when you start a book, TV series, and when you finish it, all the things that you want to keep track of and memory on that day. You could do a photo of the day. There's lots of space to do even a 4x7 photo. I don't necessarily put that kind of pressure on me to do 1 photo each day. I mean, that's a lot of photos, and then be a lot of boring photos of, my work or myself. But also, I'm studying Spanish, so I can write in the sentence that I'm learning, the word. If you do like Bible journaling, you could do that and write your scripture and then add some ephemera or anything like that. So lots of options for whatever you're studying, your devotions, my Spanish. And then also, if you do like a word of the day, you could just script it out. You have a lot of space to be creative in this area. So you could do a word of the day. And now I'm scanning my notes to see where I'm at. And I think I captured everything. So I know a lot of people journal about the day and they write small. I write really loopy, but I'm gonna try a few things and just be creative. All right, so the last section, there are 6 pages after December 31st. So the daily pages do not go past December 31st, but there are 6 grid pages. So these pages could actually be used for extra photos, or maybe big special events like a wedding or birthdays, anything like that. So you can just use whatever you want. Or maybe you just have overflow of addresses, because there's an address section back here. Anything that's an overflow. The timetable, I probably won't use that, and really couldn't come up with anything, except I guess I just came up with a house cleaning schedule. So if on Monday, I don't know how you would use these, but you could just write bathroom and then put a check mark, and that every Monday you're cleaning the bathrooms. I actually like that idea, you guys. I really do. I'm really struggling with, is this going to be a creative place for me or is this going to be a functional place for me? Because I think there's going to be a lot of crossovers for how I decide to use it. Graph paper and how it's all gridded out for you in case you want to do any kind of like bullet journaling type things in this section. And then favorites, so movie, book, music, eating, shopping, and then whatever, high five. So there's only 12 boxes, but what I thought would be a really fun idea is like keeping track of eating out. I know a lot of times that I will go to a restaurant and then I'm like, oh, that was delicious. That was great. And when everybody says, where do you want to go? I'm at a blank. I think if I wrote it down, I would remember it a lot easier. So I like this idea for eating out for me. And then you have your top 100 or my 100 page here. And lots of people have shown this, but TV shows, movies, books, your top 100 restaurants, wine or drinks of any kind, fountain pen ink, sticker shops or websites that you have enjoyed. You could also make it into a wish list. So there are 4 columns. So you wouldn't necessarily have to have the whole thing be only wine. You could combine everything and just start writing, or you could say, all right, this is my fountain pen inks. These are my sticker shops, restaurants, and books. So you could make you could assign each column a subject. All right, and then this is all in Japanese, obviously. And you could just use this for pen tests or scrap paper. And then you have a page here for gifts. And I love this because I like to keep track of gift ideas for my children for their birthdays and Christmas. So I'm going to be utilizing that for exactly what it's assigned to. And that's for gifts. And then you have more like tables here and here. And then here's addresses. I probably won't use this for an address area because I have my B6 Stalogy, but that is there for you. And then the last page is your personal information, which, you know, security risk, especially if you carry this with you. And then each Hobonichi is numbered, which I think is super, super fun. And then you have some back pages, and then that's it. So those are all the ideas that I have. I will type everything below. I hope you guys had fun watching this. I hope it gave you some ideas. And if you want to share how you're using your cousin and you have the time to comment below, I probably will just do thumbs up because I've been getting a lot of comments lately. But please feel free to share how you use your Hobonichi Cousin A5, because I know a lot of people read comments and we can all learn from each other. So I'm excited to read your comments. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and always enjoy today. Bye, everybody.